Okay, just give me a second. Okay, so everybody can hear me out loud and clear? Okay, good. Okay, guys, so I'm going to share my screen and then we will get started. Okay, everybody can see my screen and just a minute. Okay, so what are we going to talk about today? I'm going to talk about object locators for today. I was planning to start the API testing, but as you have experienced that this is not a quick fix kind of a thing. You have to really go a little bit deeper into each and every topic. Still, like I will say that, I was going very high level. I can go much deeper into it, but then time was a constraint. So I was initially planning to have API testing added, but looks like we will not be able to add that. What we can do is we can work on, writing some test case. Actually, I will write a test case for you, which I teach in my full course. And this test case is going to give you some understanding that what kind of logic is actually we should be building in order to create an automation test case. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new project here, new Java project, day 5. And as a part of this project, I'm going to work with hostel world application. Okay. So new package, let's go for test hostel world. As the package name and new class. I'm just going to write a simple test class, right? With the main method here. And as a part of this main method, I'm not really writing, or I'm not really using my framework that I yesterday created. I'm not doing that. All I will do is probably just copy a few things. So I'm going to add my class path, this one, and another one will be the Selenium WebDriver Manager. Okay, these two I am adding perfectly fine, and then I will simply drag and drop my driver factory file or copy it from here to here under this package. Okay, so that I can use this in this, right? So basically, I'm going to create an object of driver factory. Driver factory df equals to new driver factory. Okay. And once I have this, I'll just go df.gen driver. I'll give the name as Chrome. Simple. This will generate the driver for me. When it generates the driver for me, I will get the WebDriver, right? So how can I access the WebDriver? I can do something like this. WebDriver driver equals to df dot driver. Okay. So this driver is, or maybe I can do something like this. I can basically do. So whatever I'm right now showing you, okay, let me not confuse you. That's fine. This is okay. This is okay. So this is going to get me the access to this driver in this particular class because I generated the driver as per the discussion we had yesterday. I generated the driver and then I'm getting this guy here. Okay. So once I have this here, then what do? I will write a test case. Okay. Let's try to understand the test case from manual testing perspective. So hostelworld.com is the application. Think about it. If I'm asking you to come to this application and write a test case, where I'm asking you to click on this link, this text box, and then say Paris. Okay. When the Paris opens, this list will come out. From this list, you have to choose the first one. Okay. Here you see the default date, like June 25 and June 28. You're not happy with that date, right? You want to go in the month of July or August. So you would like to click on this. That'll bring a small calendar for you. You're saying July or August. So this is obviously not looking like July. This is June. So with automation, you will click this and this. You will read August 2020, 2022. And you will know that, okay, this is my date, this is my month, this is my right month. So I will click on, say, 10th of August. When I do that, automatically this window opens. Yeah. When it opens, you go and say that, okay, I want to stay for 3 days or 4 days. So I select 14th. And that's the total days. And then you click on let's go. This is a typical scenario that you will require to do. I would like to hear from any one of you. What do you think my strategy should be? Think from, not from manual testing perspective, think from programming perspective. What should be my typical strategy? What do you think it should be? Who can answer me? Clara, do you want to try? Just try it. It's no problem if you're wrong. Can't hear you, Clara. Okay, sure. Okay, mic problem. All right, that's fine. It's not about happy path or negative path. I'm not talking about how would you test it manually. Nothing to do with manual testing at all. I'm talking about from programming perspective. What do you think you should be doing? What should be the plan of action? Anybody else wants to try? Bongi, do you want to try? Bongi, do you want to try?
I'm not sure, but wouldn't you first have to know locate those elements?
That is very good. Yes, you would. Absolutely you need to understand the locator elements, like what type of elements you're trying to work with. That is right. What else? What is the next thing? Think about it. You are
actually you are asking for automation, right?
From automation perspective, yes.
They manually have done it. In automation, how we will do? First, we need to get the link, website link, and after that, we need to select the elements. Inspect the elements and select the elements.
One minute. So you have got this element where you're writing Paris.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Yeah.
What do you do then? What is the next thing?
Next thing, get the next element. After
which,
that, enter
which element? Which element? How will you get this element?
First, we need to select the that in like
Joseph.
Yeah.
Hold on. Think about it. Today I am writing Paris.
Yeah.
Tomorrow I'm going to write London. every time your text will change.
Yes, we need to select the first that search bar and enter the text, get element and enter the text. After that, then it should it will be dynamic, I think.
Okay. What else? Next, what can you do?
Next, date picker, we have to select check-in, check-out, and
Yeah. How do you do that?
go to the select the element and select the date. Select the
How will you know which month to go?
month. Depend like that person will have to mention the date, which date he has to select like that. Is it August or September? Like
Yeah, but how will you go from, so you're starting in the month of June. How will you go to August? Or how will you go to the next year? How will you do that?
You have to go select the right arrow and then select the year and year picker and date month picker and and accordingly we can select the date and do it.
Okay. Let's try to build this together and see what kind of complexity we will get. Okay.
But first, you'd have to know what the date is that's already there before you can select.
That is
your
not a problem
August
because
Okay.
because you are obviously going to choose anything in the future. You're not going to really concern about. So my motive should be is that I click on this, I get this box, I see this month and year, and it is not matching to my desired month and year. So my desired month is August. So I go to August and then I match it and I see that, okay, it is August. And then I click on any one of this link, any one of this date, and then this guy opens up. Let me show you the complexity of it, and then we will decide. So first and foremost, let me open this in a private window so that you can understand all the elements that are needed. First, as soon as you open the window, the first thing that you will get is this accept button. That's the cookies thing. Okay, let's get the XPath of this. Getting XPath is itself a very challenging thing. A lot of people will teach you this. They will say, go and inspect it. Here is that arrow. Go and inspect it like this. And then you have some information here and you use that. In this occasion, you have an ID. So this is fine. But at many times, your inspection of element will not be associated with an ID. When it is not an ID, then you have to write your own XPath. And there are so many cases you will not see ID. Let me write this for you and show it to you. So first and foremost, we'll craft it accordingly, right? Driver.get. That's the application, right? Next thing is driver.findElement is the method we will be using. By.id we will do because we have an element over here that has an ID. You see that? Trust consent button. So we go and use that. No problem at all. And then we say .click. Okay. All right. I will add another property in my driver factory, and that is called as driver.manage.timeout.implicitly wait duration. I will tell you what am I doing actually. Duration.off seconds, and I'll give like 10 seconds. So what exactly did I do here? When the page opens and when you try to interact with any button or any element, there is going to be a problem with the syncing. So your code will run faster than the application. And if that happens, then your application or your code will just crash. It will say, I'm not able to find the element. Because your code is trying to find an element, but the page is not yet ready. So to make that sync happen, I added this line here. There is a significance for adding this line other than just that. I mean, there is much more understanding required. but I'm not really going in depth. I'm just writing this to make our test case run properly. Anyways, so now what I'll do is I'm here, I made a click, and then my browser is basically in this state, application. Good. I get the XPath of this particular link now. Now you see this link is having an ID as well. Very good. So I'm going to get the ID of this, and I'll do driver.findElement by ID. And I go do this and I perform a click. Instead of the method called send keys that will let you enter some text into the field, I'm clicking on it. Why am I clicking on it? Because I know this application. Only in this application it happens. That is, when you click on this application, this text box that you see and the previous text box that you saw are different. Look, this text box has a different ID called search input field. See that? So in this XPath, you will be writing driver.findElement, find element by ID, and dot send keys. All right. When I do a send keys, I go and say Paris. Okay. I say Paris. Perfectly fine. Let's try to run this much and see what happens. Run as Java application. Okay. Our application testing is perfectly working fine. Good. Awesome. Now, let's throw a challenge to you. Let me try. Okay. I will also do the maximize window here so that the window can get maximized. Okay. So that you can
So
see.
actually, where you have mentioned Paris, actually, I didn't.
1 minute, I'll show you. Manage.window dot maximize. Right. Let me try to run this. Not in, okay, let me show you where did I mention the Paris. I mentioned the Paris over here. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So now what am I doing? I'm going to write another line, not another line, the same test case that is running in Chrome. I want to run this in Firefox. All right. It should work as usual. So I go Firefox and I go run this. Okay. And it just says P, but it can't do anything more than that. Do you see that? It is just saying P. That's Firefox. I have entered Paris there previously. It worked fine. Here, it is not working. What is the problem, Joseph?
Pardon?
What is the problem here? Why Paris is not coming?
Because that weight is not.
Wait. Okay. I have given 10. I have given 10-second wait.
Weight is not coming. Don't know. Maybe that something. I'm not sure.
Anybody else wants to tell me what can be the problem? Why it is not writing Paris? You see, I put it in Chrome. It works fine. It's a Selenium is a cross-browser testing tool. Right? It will work. 200% it will work. Just like that. Right? Firefox, it doesn't work. Why is that? It just hits P. Nothing more than that. That's it. Why? To understand this, guys, you have to understand how a website actually works. Let me open up something for you. I'll open it up and okay, it's already here. I'll go to network tab here under the Chrome DevTools or Edge DevTools. Now, when you hit a particular key, say P, A, do you see something? Do you see that this list was populated in front of me from somewhere? Do you know why it was populated in front of me? It was populated in front of me because there is an algorithm in the back end which is taking these two values or letters as a query, and it is trying to understand that in their database, these two letters can give you what kind of suggestions. So you see, you just made a network call. I'm not sure why it is not showing here. Hold on. Let me show you in Chrome. Where the heck is my Chrome? Okay, so let's go and go to Hostel World. I'll open up my Inspect and Network tab. Okay. And let me clear everything over here, all the logs. And I hit this. I cleared the log. And then I'll just say PA. Okay. When I said PA, something happened over here. Do you see that? These network calls were made. And you see there was one network call made called as autocomplete. Now look at this request. It is called request URL. When you hit PA, you're basically hitting hostelworld.com/find/autocomplete (term equals PA). So this is a API request you have sent. It's sent over a HTTP protocol, and it is a GET method. This PA is a API request that fired some kind of a SQL command at the backend and fetched the response for you. And you see the responses are like this. Look here. Let's go and say JSON formatter. I spoke to you about JSON a little bit. So let me just open my JSON formatter process. It's a big list. So what happened? Something has gone wrong in this one. Something is wrong. Let me just try with another JSON formatter. Okay. Okay, good. Look, the entire response that came back to me, it came back to me in a JSON format, right? And each and every JSON format is having the label, the highlighted text, whatever the category it is, and all the information. So these are the information which is actually being displayed to you here. Is this something that you guys have previously experienced? Can you just give me a thumbs up or something like that? No, right? So what exactly happening is this. You have to understand the reason before you fix it. So what is happening over here with Firefox is this. I'll open my Firefox. If you go to Hostel World, hostelworld.com. Okay. And if you go and say, let me open up my network tab. Network tab is available for any browser, right? And if I say network tab, okay, XHR, okay, and if I say P A, all right, let's see again, P A. Do you see that on the right? Okay, you didn't see it. Look at it again. Look at this section over here. This section over here, okay? You will see there will be 3 dots, all right? That will be coming up, all right? Look at it again. P, A, you see that? Those three dots? Those 3 dots are basically the dots to say that the processor is thinking, or you are sending API calls to get the response back, right? So with Firefox, the problem is, as soon as I'm hitting P, it is not able to process the next letter because it is kind of stuck in that loop of firing the query. Okay, it is not able to it is not able to accept the information sooner, because you see, when I'm doing with automation, PARIS, it comes very fast. It is much faster than I'm typing. It is so fast that for Firefox, it is not able to really get that information for you. Which is why after hitting P, it is not able to process anymore. So the problem over here is that we have to mimic how a manual tester will write Paris. A manual tester will write PARIS in a slow fashion, not with automation like a microsecond. No. That part worked with Chrome. With Firefox, it didn't. How do I fix it? That's how I fix it. So we can do something like this. String city name, okay, equals Paris. Just like that. Okay, good. Paris is a string, right? We'll do something like this. We'll say for, and it's a for loop. Why? I want to pass each and every character individually to this field. To work in automation, you have to think out of the box. It's just not about writing driver.find element and you're done. So for int I equals 0, I less than city name dot length, correct? And then what do? I say I plus plus. So my motive is to take each and every character one by one and supply it over here, right? So how do I take each and every character? I'll do something like this. Let me show you. I'll pass this guy over here, okay? And then I will say dot send keys. In the send keys, I will say city name is the string dot char at I. The method name is called char at. So it will take each and every character depending on the index. So I am saying index 0 and I'm going till the index last, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Correct? So each and every character I will take one by one and I'll push it there. Okay. Now it is saying me an error because it is saying it is expecting a character sequence, but I'm giving a char. So what I can do is I can convert this guy to a string. So I'll say string dot value of character like this. Oh, sorry, my bad. String dot value of character. So my goodness, it is overwriting. Value of. Okay, so in this value of character, I will pass my city name. Why? Because I want to make sure that each and every character, I can convert that to a string and then send it. Okay. After each and every character I send, I want to give a quick wait. So thread.sleep, I'll give a 500 millisecond wait. Okay. So that it will mimic exactly how a user will do, a human user will do. By the way, whatever I'm showing you, it is not the case with every application. This problem is only with this application. It's not with every application. Okay. I'm saying this to you because I have worked on hostlerworld.com. I mean, while training other people, I have worked on it. So I know their problem, which is why I showed it to you. Now let's run this in Chrome first to see how Chrome works, because it was already working. So let's do that. Right? Exactly like a manual user. And you get this guy here. Perfectly fine. Let's do with Firefox. Run. Your job is to create a framework that can work in multiple browsers, or the test cases should work in multiple browsers. And that's how you will achieve that. Do you see that? I got it. That was the problem, Joseph. Is that making sense to everybody? Yes, no? Okay, good. So then that's the situation then. All right. So we just fixed the first part of it. All right, good. What is the next part? Once I get this list, right? I have to select the first element out of this list. That should not be a problem at all. So I'll do inspect. Okay. When I do inspect, you see a huge list of results. You can see when this mouse that I have here, the pointer, if I point it out to the respective element, you can see in the left-hand side, a section is getting highlighted. That means you are pointing to that element. Okay. So you are pointing to this element called UL. UL means unordered list in HTML. So when you point it out to this, you are saying that the entire middle block is getting highlighted. Perfectly fine. Now from here, if you are looking at the sub elements of this UL, these are LIs. LI means list elements. So you can see there are multiple list elements. Okay, multiple list elements. So you need to create an XPath. Here there is no ID. Okay, you have to write an XPath. That XPath will grab all these elements in the list, and then let me choose the second element. I believe, yeah, 0, 1. The second element is the one that I will be choosing. So how can I do that? Okay, I have an ID here, this one, predicted search result. So that will make my life a little easy. So what I will do is I'll say Control F, and I will still write a XPath. I'll say dot double slash, or whatever I'm writing has a significance. So UL, the attribute is ID equals predicted search result. Basically, I'm trying to find out this element. So whatever this XPath I wrote, there is a proper process you have to follow to write a XPath. This XPath will basically point me to this element, right? Under this element, I have multiple LIs. And you see all these LIs are here. When I hit enter, it takes me to all the LIs. Do you see that? Good. So this is my XPath. This XPath is going to give me a list of multiple elements. All right. How do you deal with that in Selenium WebDriver? You use something called as a list object, list of web element. I understand that you are not understanding maybe 60% or 70% things that I'm showing you, but I'm just showing you so that you can understand that what do we go through to implement a test case like this. So elements equals to driver dot find elements by dot XPath, and we will exactly paste our XPath that we got. Okay. Now, let me show you something. I will do a debug so that you understand whatever I'm doing is actually working or not. I'll put a breakpoint line number 33 and I will start this debugging. Debug as Java application. Okay.
Expert, how do we know like from where we have to take the text file?
Exactly. So that's a huge, so in my full course, I give almost 2 days time to teach only XPath. It's a huge subject and it's not something that I can explain in like 2 seconds. Okay.
Okay.
But anyways, look, I have entered Paris. As you can see, I have entered Paris and I have also gone through, or I've also executed line number 31. And then I am in line number 33 and I'm paused in line number 33. Okay. Now I want to see this element at runtime. So look at this. There is something called as watch in Eclipse. So I'll just select this and I'll do watch. When I do watch, look, and I expand this guy. Do you see something? Do you see 0 to 20? There are 20 different elements listed out. So this line that I executed right now, it was able to grab all those 20 search results. Okay. How do I prove that whatever I'm saying is right? Let's see. On this element, okay, not on this element. I can do something like this. I'll do dot get of 1 and dot get text. So get text is a method in Selenium that will let me get the text value of that element. Okay, so I'm saying get of 1 meaning, so there are 20 elements, right? Starting from here, 0, 1. So the first element is 0, second element is 1. So I want this element. Second element, third element is this. So 0, 1, 2. This is the index number. Okay. So I'm saying get text, and if I hit enter, do you see that? Paris, France. I got it here. So which means whatever I extracted from this entire list is correct. All I have to do is I have to say ELE, that is this object dot get of index.
In watch you have run it. So you give the watch and in the option is there. So after running, you got this. After running the code, only you got this Paris something, right? I think. Or
Yeah,
before?
This is so watch is basically a window in which you can, at a runtime, you can execute a piece of code that will give you the output. So you see, I executed this code, ele.get of 1.get text. That's a code. That's an actual Selenium code that I executed, and this gave me this result. Watch is a window that will let you run a program in the middle of the execution.
Okay.
It is a debugging tactics. All right. So anyways, I will click on the first index, that is Paris. 0 was the first element, which is continue. So 0 was the first element, which is on the city name, the city keyword, and then the Paris is actually the city, right? Let me stop this and let me rerun this one more time to see if my program actually worked. Do you see that? It's selected Paris. Good. Okay. So first part of the problem is solved. Next problem is I have to click on this check-in button. Good. So the idea is that I'll click on check-in button. When I click on check-in button, my motive would be to read this area, June 2022. And I will compare it with my desired month. Is it June or is it July or is it August or September? If it is not June, then I will go and click on the next button. I will compare again. Is it June? It's not. Is it August? Not. Again, yes, it is August right now. Perfect. When I get that, then I select one of these dates. And automatically it will pop up the other calendar for me where I can select another date. The point is, every application has different calendar. The locator and everything is different. But once you understand the logic of dealing with a calendar, you can use that in everywhere. The logic will be same, but other than that, the look and feel, the locators, everything will be different. Obviously, every application has their own locator strategies. So what we will do is, let's go back to our program. We'll first try to understand the Paris. And I'll first get the XPath of this element, okay? All right. So what is the XPath? Okay, look at this guy. I'm giving you tidbits for you to really understand what is going on here. Div data v filled inner. Okay. This is my actual element that I would like to click in order to bring that calendar window for me. Question to you is that this element is not having any ID that I can use. How will I make this element uniquely found in the application? I have to find this element uniquely in this application so that I can click on it. So how can I find that? This doesn't have an ID. Joseph, do you want to try?
We need to use XPath.
Exactly. Can you tell me what XPath will be here? Here in this XPath, data v and then there is a number. Everything over here is dynamic. If you open this page tomorrow, this number will be different. This filled inner is also not unique. This class filled inner is used multiple places. So how can you make this element unique?
We need to see the span whatever is there in span and
Okay. The span is there only for icon. Nothing is here. It's all classes and area level. There is no ID that will make it unique. This date, the date is obviously not unique because it is going to be changing every time. Tomorrow
we need to use a relative XPath, I think.
Everything is relative XPath. Whatever I wrote over here, sorry, not here. Over here, it is a relative XPath. It is not an absolute XPath. Everything is relative XPath. But how can I do that? Anybody wants to try? Clara, do you want to think about any ideas that we can use? The idea is that we have to uniquely find this element in the page and then perform a click on it. How do we do that? We don't have an ID, and that is what it is going to be the case. This application, I don't teach people in a made-up application. I teach on live application so that you really experience that what exactly you will face in your work. So this is something that you will be facing all the time. And you need to know how to write an expert so that you can work on it. Any ideas can you think of? Anybody? Some of you guys have already tried learning automation before or Selenium before. Anyone wants to try? Ramon, Hanan, anybody? Ramon? Can you come online, please? Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay. Hanan, do you want to try?
I don't know. I said by class, but you said that it will be vary from.
Yeah, because class is not unique. Class
Yeah.
is going to be there in multiple places.
Oh,
Our idea should be to make it uniquely found, right? You have to uniquely find the element. Otherwise, your expert will not work.
I don't know.
Okay. So this is where it comes a concept of sibling, following sibling. What does it mean? There are multiple different things in expert. I'm just giving you tits and bits, right? It means that we have to figure out an entity or a node. So this is the node. This is the node that I am concerned about, right? So we have to find another node somewhere in this element or the neighboring elements that I can take as a reference. For example, look at it very clearly. Div, this guy, 1 minute, this guy and this guy, they are sitting next to each other. They are not parent and child. You see, this div, this one is the parent. This div is a parent, and then there's a child which is label, and then another child is div. So this div over here, I'll just choose another one. Okay. So this div over here and this label over here, they are sibling to each other. Okay. Now, if that's the case, then what we can do? We can look for a text. The text is called check-in. And I will say that there is a label which has a text called check-in, and get me the element just next to it, which is a div. That's how I will do it. I'll take the reference of label and get my actual element. How can I do that? Look. So I will say I'm looking for a label that has a keyword called check-in, right? So let me just copy this. And I'll say dot / label text. Text is a method in expert. And we go check-in. Okay. And I'm not able to find it. I'm not able to find it because I know why. I think I have to use contents. Hold on. Contains. Oh, my bad. I spelled the label wrong. No, label is fine. Oh, what is going wrong? Something is going wrong. Label, text, check-in. Yeah, that's it. Label, text, check-in. 1 minute. Mhm. Okay, I'm in, is it Chrome? No, it's not Chrome. 1 minute. Let me just try it here. Label. Yeah, there's a label right here, label. And the text is chicken. Text equals to check in. That's it. Why it is not working there in Firefox? Something is wrong with Firefox. Oh, I am writing in the wrong place, man. Sorry. I should be doing it here. Yeah, that's the input box where you should be writing your XPath. I was writing it here in this input box. That's wrong. That's it, right? So check in. Once I get that, next what I do slash following sibling colon div. Do you see that? That's my div. Right? So this check-in, I just use check-in as a reference, and then I got my div next to it, even if the div is not there. So you will get this kind of problem all the time. You have to take a reference, not one reference. You have to take one reference to go to another element, and from another element to go to another element. This kind of thing happens all the time. So you get that, right? Now, the best part is this XPath is created. If I just say check out, then I am pointing to this guy. Look, this guy is the second element. Perfect. So I'm going to take check in right now. Good. So I'm going to click on this element, number 1. What I do is not here. Where is my? Okay. So I do firstly go here, driver.find element by XPath, and I go .click. Okay, that will bring the small calendar window for me. So let me just try and get the calendar window and try to do some checking on it. So in the calendar window, what are the things I'm concerned about? I'm concerned about few things. Number 1 is my month area. So you see, this is the section over here. This section is here, month. It's saying month name. So this is like pretty straightforward, but you have to understand that this guy over here is under calendar month of the date picker check-in field. Okay, there is an ID here. That's good. So I have to go to this element, and then I have to go to this element. So there is an ID called check-in field. But anyways, I have to write an XPath for that. So I will say I'm looking for a div which has an ID at ID equals to this guy, check-in field. You see that? It got highlighted the entire field, correct? From this field, what do? I need to go and get my month name field. So I'm going to look for something called as month name. Div, which has a class name at class equals month name. Right? That's my month name. And the month name value is June 2020. So let me get this XPath separately created or stored. And that's my first XPath, for example. Okay. The second example that I am concerned about is this arrow button, because I have to click on that element as well. So this arrow button, I don't see you. Where are you? Okay, this guy. Okay, here. Okay, it is called I chevron right. So this I chevron right, this class is under this main div, correct? So we can do something like this. I'm looking for an icon. I'm looking for an icon that has a class called chevron right. At class equals chevron right. That's it. So I got that too. So I got these two experts. Okay, good stuff. Now what do? I need to first and foremost. So as soon as I click on this element, okay, my calendar window will open. When it opens, I need to write a for loop. The for loop that I'm going to write is going to run for 12 months or 12 times. So int I equals 1, I less than equals to 12. I want to run this for 12 times. That means 12 months, not more than that. And then I want my loop to be broken or to be stopped automatically. As soon as it will iterate for 12 times, it will stop. Good. Why 12? Because
actually, what is icon, that icon core chevron right? What is the meaning of that? What is that class actually?
well, I was explaining a minute back that it is the icon, right?
Okay, icon for
This one, this right
okay.
arrow.
Okay.
Okay. So I got that here. Now my motive is to first and foremost understand what is the value of this month name. Is it matching to my date or not? My desired date or not? So let me first select my desired date. My desired date will be string date or check-in date, and the date will be something like this. Say 11th August. 11th August. August. 1 minute. 2022. Correct? That's my check-in date. Now, what I will do is from the string, I will take only August 2022 and match it with my actual calendar month. How can I do that? Very simple. I can do something like this. I can say if driver dot find element by dot xpath, and xpath is basically this xpath, okay, because that's the xpath where I will be getting the month, and the xpath is this dot get text. Get text is a method that will let you know what is the value of that element. Okay, what is the text of that element? Dot equals, I'm trying to equate it with the value which I'm getting from here, from this element. Okay, so you know what, let me for now, let me just quickly do one thing. Let me quickly make it as August 2022. There is a way I can programmatically, you know, get only this August and year. Okay, I'm not doing that. I'm just keeping it static right now. So if it is, then I will go inside and I will click on a date. But if not, then outside of the if block, I want to simply click on private.find element by .xpath, and I will say I want to just click on this element. .click. So basically I'm saying if until unless you find the month and year same, just keep on clicking and create it. Okay, if this matches to August, then I will just say inside break. Break means the loop will not run anymore. The loop will immediately break from that iteration. Otherwise, the loop will run for 12 times. But if it is matching to my August 2020, then it will break the loop. Let's run this and see if this works at least. You see, in Firefox, it's taking so much time to get that list out, right? It is not my problem. It's a problem with the application. Application is not able to get that value sooner. Now it is going to fail. Why? Because I have given a 10-second wait there, right? So 10 seconds is over and it is failing. You know what? Let me run this in Chrome so that we don't really get this issue. So let's run this in Chrome. You see that? I quickly came to August 2022. And it stopped. It didn't take me to the 12 months. As soon as August came, it stopped. Okay. Now from here, I have to click on any one of this date. So 11th is the date I'm trying to select, right? How do I do that? So let's get the XPath of this section. Okay. So there are multiple divs here. You see that? There are multiple divs here with the class name called day, right? With the class name called day, multiple divs here. So I can basically do something like this. I can say, give me a day that has a value equals to 11, something like that, okay? So what I can do is, let me copy my XPath over here. Okay. So I'll copy this part. I'll paste it here. Under this, I'm trying to look for a day. So div with a class name called day at class equals to day, right? And that has a value equals to 11. So text equals to 11. Day, 1 minute. Actually, day is not having the text, right? This guy is having the text. So I'll do something like this. /div. Yeah, that's it. You see that? It is pointing to 11. If I say 12, it will be 12. If I say 13, it's 13. You see that? So let's copy this and paste it here. So if it is matching, then I will say, let's go to driver.find element, driver.find element by XPath. And then I choose my date, which is 11. Okay. And let's run this. Obviously, it will work. Then I will make this dynamic. Whatever date I give, it will select that. Whatever date I give, it will select that. Okay. August. Okay, did I, oh, sorry, my bad. I didn't do a click. That's why I didn't click. Okay. So let's run this one more time. and it clicked. That's why you're seeing 11th August 2022. Exact same thing that I have done for check-in date, you do have to do it for checkout date. Correct? Now I will make it even more dynamic. This program is working perfectly fine. I will make it dynamic, meaning whatever the date I'm giving, I want that date to be chosen here. So you see in this check-in date, I have 11 and then I have a hyphen, another August, the month, and then hyphen and 2022. So I can basically split this string into 3 parts, 1, 2, and 3. So I will use a method called split. It's a string method. So I will do something like this. Look, it's very simple. I will say that I'm trying to create August 2020, right? So I will do like this. Check-in date. You know what? Let me actually put it in the next line. Okay, here. So check-in date dot split and I'm looking for the index number 1 plus a space plus check-in date split of 2. Split of 2. However, I don't know why it is not taking this guy. Checking, okay, it is saved. Why I'm not able to do that? Check-in date dot split. Yeah, what's the problem? Okay, my bad. I should be using split like this. I want to split it with a particular character, right? I want to split it with hyphen because that's that delimiter here, this hyphen. So from this, I want to get the index number 1. And then over here, I want to get the index number 2. Like so, okay? If I do that, then you can very well understand that I'm basically creating my month and a space and then the year, okay? And then the same thing will go for the date as well. So here I will say plus plus. So whatever I did here is basically the string manipulation. I tried to do a string manipulation. And then whatever I created right now, I can just take up any date. I'll go December. Run. You see that? So when I was asking you that, what is going to be the programmatic approach to handle this solution? Then I wanted to basically, let you explain me some kind of a pseudocode or some kind of a strategy, like what will be the strategy? Not actually writing the code, but what is the strategy? Strategy meaning that you need to you need to read this value. If this value is not matching, then you go to the next value or next month until you find the desired month. You keep on looping. That's how you converse as a developer or as a programmer, So that is the end of the training session. Now I would like to give you guys some understanding. That is, I am starting the training from a full automation training. It's a 4-month training starting from 17th of June. Okay, July, sorry, my bad. So wisdomqa.com. 17th of July, I'm starting my batch. And let me open this up. I hope you guys have visited my site. If not, this is my site. When you come here, you will see that I am basically providing a training for full stack automation. I have to update this date. It is 17th of July, which covers 12 modules for you to become a full stack automation engineer. It is not only UI. I will be covering up web services automation and finally DevOps that is required for the automation. So mobile application automation, web application automation, and web services automation. There are 12 modules that are required. I'm sure that some of you are not aware of these concepts or these tools, but if you try to find a job in test automation market, in most of the companies, you will see that they are named. Maybe not all, but some of them, yes. Okay. It's a full jam-packed program for 4 months. You can actually visit here and you can see that last 1 year, I have trained quite a few people, and almost 80% people have cleared the job. They have got into the test automation. None of these guys had any programming experience before. I mean, they came to me exactly in what situation you are in. They didn't even go to Udemy or something like that. They were totally stuck in their career in manual testing. Their salary was not increasing at all. For example, this lady over here, Joanna, she's a 7-year-old manual tester. She lost her job during pandemic, based in Ireland. She came to me 4 months. She trained with me for 4 months, but within 2 months, I got her a job into Aer Lingus. If you go down and if you see a few other people who have given the video reviews, not everybody gives video reviews because everybody is not camera friendly. So, for example, this guy is here in Italy for 14 years in manual testing, and his salary was stuck like anything. He was not able to move anywhere from there. So he got trained with me, and I got him into multiple jobs, and he has increased his salary by almost 100% in last 1 year, one and a half year. Okay. So all these people are there. You can have a look at what they have to say. I'm about to put in more reviews coming up from my January batch. There are at least 4 people I got them a job in that batch. Some people got the job, some people got promoted because they showed automation experience that they have learned from my company, and they were promoted and they are working in automation team now. So I will be putting more reviews. Take a look into it. The course content of this 4 months training is here. I will send you the file right now. Let me show you. It's a weekly breakdown. You see, week 1, week 2, week 3, something like that. We start with Java. We have covered some bit of it in this program. And then it starts with Selenium, and then starts with a lot of Java and XPath. So, and then implementing lots of frameworks on live applications. For example, Hostel World, I use that heavily to teach my students how to handle live options. You see, handling dead time picker. I did that with you today. It's something that I do it with my students as well, because dead time picker is a very crucial thing to understand how to handle it. Moreover, it will come in your interview question as well. So I teach that. And then you have frameworks like TestNG annotations, page object model, handling properties files, interview preparation, and GitHub. So I teach GitHub, how to source code, how to submit your source code into the repository. It's a life cycle. You can see I have given 1 full week to talk about GitHub, because GitHub is so important. Then generating reports, test reports. Then Cucumber is another type of framework, which is a BDD style framework. Lastly, you have API testing, which is backend web services testing. So I showed you today web services little bit. When you entered Paris, PA, you made a lot of network calls. How do you test that? It is, you have to be equally, strong in back-end testing and front-end testing. Okay, because both of them are required to make an application work smoothly. So you have to understand that. So it is very important to learn API testing. And then finally, we create Appium framework that is for mobile app automation. And then we create the week 16 is on Selenium, Grid, and Docker. Okay. So these are things that I cover, and for all the 16 weeks. I'm sending one of my calendar link to you. I am on leave from Monday till next Sunday, so you will not be able to talk to me. But if you are looking into my calendar, you will see that for month of July, 4, 5, 6, I have added lots of slots for you to choose and basically talk to me. If you are interested, I can get you onboarded. So what do you guys think? Do you think that this is something that is a career choice for you? Or do you think that it is going to be very challenging and it is not your cup of tea? Clara, what do you think? You're in mute, Clara.
I think I'm still having mic issues. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Yeah, perfect.
Oh, okay, great. I think I'll give it a go.
Why do you think that automation is something that you would like to go? I mean, why are you saying that? I mean, if you ask me, I will say as a QA engineer, your career without automation is going to be nothing in future.
Yeah,
Because
exactly. It's mostly for job security.
It's for job security as well as for your career progression. You're going to get stuck like anything if you are not taking an action right now. All these people who comes to me, they come to me with the exact same problem. Souvik, I'm not able to move. I'm not able to move to the next level. I'm feeling scared because I'm seeing other people are getting into automation and I'm not able to because I'm scared of coming into programming. And that is the maximum number of people who tells me this exact problem, that they are feeling stuck in their profile. In IT, I believe that in whatever domain you go, without learning scripting or programming, you can achieve only till a certain stage. Even if you somehow get into a managerial position, Clara, think about it, or anybody else, you are working in manual testing and you have a secure job, totally fine. You get into a managerial position after say 3-4 years. And you are then asked to manage a team where you have to manage automation testers and manual testers. How will you manage an automation tester if you don't even understand that whatever the task they are doing is actually making sense or not?
Obviously.
I mean, the point is that a guy who is a developer, he can even give you an estimation to complete a task that will probably take half day for him or her, and they are easily fooling you to say that, hey, I can take 2 days on this. As a manager, your motive should be to get the job done in the right fashion, faster, sooner. So without scripting, trust me, anybody is not going to go to the next level. I have seen this in my career. I've worked with people's manager, I have worked with technical manager, and I've always seen that the guy who is having technical understanding, scripting understanding, technical understanding, just not the domain knowledge, technical understanding has always taken a step ahead. So you can book a call with me for 4th of July. There are multiple slots here. I have just sent the calendar link to you, Clara,
Mhm.
and to everybody. So you can just book a call with me, and we can discuss about the onboarding process.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Aisha, what about you?
Hi.
Hi, tell me.
Let me think it through and
Okay,
I'll get back to you if I'm getting onboarded. I'll
okay,
work with you.
okay. You can book a call with me anyways, and let me understand what is your situation and what is the reason that you are probably not ready, and let me see if I can handle that. Okay, so you can just book a slot with me for 4th or 5th, and then I can talk to you on that. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
perfect.
Sure.
Thank you, Aisha. Bye bye.
Thank you.
And I have Bongi. Bongi, what do you think?
I'll definitely go through with the training.
Mm-hmm.
So I am booking my slot for the 4th.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Hanan?
Okay, first I'd like to thank you about your effort with this training.
Thank you.
It helps me a lot in understanding a high level of automation, so I can go on through it. Let me arrange date and I'll inform you
Okay.
about the date.
You can there are in the state in this month I have 3 dates where I have maximum number of slots. So you can choose any one of them, and then let me talk to you and understand what is your situation. Okay.
Okay,
Perfect. Thank you so much.
thank you. Thank you.
Ramon, what is your case here?
Hi. Yeah, most likely I'll take it
Mhm.
because I'm stuck in manual testing for 14 years, and
Oh
I need
my
a
God, dude, I'll okay, listen, where are you from?
I'm from Spain, but living in Ireland.
Awesome. I would really encourage you to go and talk to this guy, Daniel.
Mhm.
This guy is one of my first batch students. He came to me with a problem that I really felt to my heart. This guy is having 4 kids. He's the only earning member in the home. His wife is not working. His salary is not increasing. He was in a very, very bad situation. He came to me, I trained him, and if you look at his profile now, look at his profile now. So 14 years in entity data. Look, 14 years as quality assurance engineer in entity data. I trained him. I got him into this company called FX. For 7 months, he worked there. And then he changed it. And now he is in Nielsen, automation engineer again. For 1 year, he's doing this. He just pinged me a few weeks back. He's again looking for a change. So from entity data till here, his salary has increased like nearly 100%.
Yeah.
So I would really encourage you to talk to him, because I think you can get some good pointers from him.
Yeah. Cool. I'll book with you for. You said you are available the 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Yeah, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Right.
Okay, I'll pick one of those days and we'll have a chat.
Perfect. And 17th, I'm basically going to start my batch.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Yes, so
Thanks.
this bootcamp is over, right? Tomorrow there is no class, right? Tomorrow it was mentioned till 25th. So to 20.
No. Tomorrow is not. There are 5 days. I miscalculated.
Okay.
20 to 24th.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. And Joseph, you are going to book a slot, right?
No, I will decide and
Yeah.
I will
problem.
try to. Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Have a great weekend ahead, and I'll see you next week. Okay, I mean on 4th. Whoever is booking the call. Bye bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye. Joseph, can you? Okay, that's fine.